Hello, my name is Diane Spencer. Welcome to my channel. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on all my social media to check out what I'm up to day to day. I make a lot of pancakes, sometimes fudge. I'll post gigs on there and stuff, and you can also check out my website to see if I'm performing near you at any point. Thank you so much for all the positive comments that you made and all the critiques about the last video, Paul Hollywood Diabetes on a Plate. My mum watched it, she liked it, thanks mum. My dad watched it. This video is something that I've created for the comedy nerds out there. People like me who love a little bit of analysis. Anal, sis. It's Kevin. Anal? Now? We're gonna get all CSI on this, so grab your glasses, grab a hot chocolate, and let's get into the lab. I don't have a lab coat, but I do have this hat. It's Kevin's. I've recently started something I've called my subtitling project. I would like my filthy, outrageous, shocking and unacceptable humour to be available to everyone. What? When I was reviewing the subtitles on my 2010 show, Lost in the Mouth Specific, there was a piece of material about a friend I have who's pregnant and she decides to give birth using a birthing pool. That piece of material has been in and out of my regular club set for about 9 years. During that time, it has changed, bits have been cut, bits have been added. I want to show you the original 2010 concept of the birthing pool joke, and then I'm going to show you the 2019 delivery of that joke 9 years later, pun intended. My sister says to me, the reason why your life doesn't work out, great way to start a conversation, the reason why your life doesn't work out is because you were an unplanned child. I don't mind that. No, I don't mind that. It's okay. You know, I was unplanned. Is anybody else here unplanned? You can admit it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well done, accidents of the world. Thank you for coming. I mean, I think we're wondrous together. We're great, aren't we? I mean, you know, I came into my mother's life very quickly, which is how my dad must have come into her. And I have a friend who she reckons if she gets the birth of her child right, the rest of the child's life will magically follow. She seems to think if she gets the birth perfect, her child will never do no wrong. Yes. Thank you, my heavily pregnant friend. I disagree. And the thing is, my friend, she was like, oh yeah, Di, you see, I'm going to get some tea lights, yeah? And I'm going to create an air of tranquility, yeah? And I'm not going to scream, I'm going to play some whale music, and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit, and my baby's just going to slide. Just slide peacefully into the world. I was like, honey, if your baby's gonna slide out of your vagina, maybe you were too fucking rough when you made it. I got a text on the day going, come and witness the miracle of birth. I turned up and there were tea lights, right? The tea lights had set fire to the curtains. So that was the first problem. There was this black smoke in the room, right? And I walk in and all I can hear is this, that's whale music apparently. And I get this with all this black smoke, and I walk in and there, sat in a paddling pool, because she gets a special birthing pool, right? It's my friend sat with her newborn child bobbing around in all the turds she pushed out as well. I was like, so your baby slid out of, yes, your baby slid out of your vagina into a pool full of turds, yeah. That's not a natural birth, that's the log flume. Have you seen the bits that come out with a child? You don't just get a child, you get a second bit, and the second bit's got a fucking tail. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm not having a child until they come in wireless.
Do you know what? If I do get a child, I've already decided this. I don't want it to get big. I don't want it to get big. I just want a little one. I'm not ruining my food. And so what I'm going to do is, if I get pregnant ever, I'm just going to smoke, like, 50 a day straight away. I've heard it stunts them. So I just want to pop out a small grey bean. A friend of mine, she goes, "You can't do that. Your baby will be addicted to cigarettes." I'm like, yeah, if my baby tries to buy cigarettes, I think they might be asked for ID. With a wiener off them, you know?
In order to analyse the piece, I have split it into 6 sections. The first thing I'm going to do is tell you about the bits that were removed over time. The first change I wanted to make was have less chat, more jokes. The material used to start with an in-joke that my sister and I have about me being a surprise child. And by surprise, I mean an unplanned bundle of screaming, pooping, sleep deprivation. This then breaks out into a crowd chat. Oh, you an accident? That can actually slow a joke down. But what I've also done is cut the coming joke. I love that joke. But if you're doing a gig in a lovely theatre, everybody's dressed up, and you drop a joke like that a little bit too early, it can actually sour the gig. The second bit of material that was cut is the repeated speech about the friend getting her birthright. It relied on the previous piece of material. The placenta line sometimes gets cut. It depends on how the audience have reacted to the log flume line. That might be their limit of tolerance for disgust, whilst it is still being funny. There's funny, there's disgust. I need to keep them here. They can come over here as much as they like, but if they leave here and they go straight into here, no. The fourth part that I have dropped completely is the small grain bean joke. I talk about smoking 50 a day to stunt the growth of my own child. Whilst this was funny and practical while I was in my 20s, as I've grown up, that joke isn't really a part of what I like to present anymore. Yeah. Step 1, concise beginning. I want to put the idea of pregnancy into the audience's mind. I can talk about my stepkids because I've got material on that, so I invented a line, I'm not going to have any organic children. And I do this kind of action. I then talk about losing 4 of my friends to that epidemic. I need to put into the audience's mind the idea of pregnant people being difficult. Not all pregnant people, but I think we've all had a friend who, as soon as she became pregnant, she became absolutely impossible to deal with. That's the person I want to reignite in the audience's memory. As soon as one of my mates gets pregnant, she turns into a twat. Dickhead. Now I can cut straight to the chase and just say, I have a posh friend who is giving birth. I've discovered that this is an easier intro to have. It's more palatable than the idea of my dad coming into my mum. So it works for more crowds and it gets them into the idea of the joke. The next step was to caricature the friend. I was really underselling the idea of this pregnant woman who has this crazy idea for a birth. I've added a mime at the start where she's stroking her lump and giving me evils. I've added a line about giving birth at home on cream-coloured carpets. I seriously make her mispronounce words now. Tranquillita. All these things add to this character of an arrogant woman who is going in to give birth for the first time and thinks she knows it all. Until you have been seeded, you know nothing. What I found was that she became more of a cartoon. The audience and I, we combine and we laugh at her together. Serious law.
I was like, honey, if your baby's gonna slide out of your vagina, maybe you were too fucking rough when you made it.
You were too fucking rough when you made it. That line stays. I've added a new line about being from Dorset and how we call that no tread left on the toyers. It makes me sound like I don't really know what's going on either, which is kind of nice. A little bit of chaos.
Walk in and they're sat in a paddling pool because she gets a special birthing pool, right?
I was not exploring the birthing pool. The third step was to actually explore the scene a bit more. You have this proper indoor pool inside a lounge. What else could it be? Where else do you have tanks of water indoors? Aquariums. And then I started thinking, well, is it gonna come out with gills, flippers? And if it does, what did you fuck? I've recently added a line about the husband having flippers, and I kind of say it in a gossipy way, like the audience already know him and we're like sharing a secret, like, well, I know he's ugly, but oh my God, flipper. The whale noise?
And I walk in, and all I can hear is this, that's whale music, apparently.
That's not a whale, Diane. That's a dolphin or a fax machine. What I like to do now is actually cup my hand over the microphone and I make this noise like, whoa. I sort of look around with my eyes like I'm hearing the noise for the first time with the crowd. You add all of this up, you've got this crazy noise, the smoke, the tea lights. That's not natural, that's satanic. So the next line, think she's popping out Satan. Oh, watch the horns. Oh, how would you get Satan? There's a lot of chickens and goats involved, I'm led to believe. There's pentacles. For me, I would say anal sex because it is my nemesis. Do you think I should have that on a t-shirt? Would you buy a t-shirt with that on? After 2015, I started adding a line from Exquisite Bad Taste, the Tunnel of Disrespect. That could be on a t-shirt. It came from the conversation I had with my mother the day after I got blackout drunk at my sister's wedding. I'll put a link to the clip.
I've decided that, despite my age, I'm not going to have any organic children. I've lost 4 of my friends to that epidemic. And as soon as one of my mates gets pregnant, she turns into a twat. It's quite quick. It's sort of dickhead. It's not fast. I've got a very posh friend, and she gives me evils as she's stroking her lump, and she goes, "You're married now. Why don't you have a baby?" And I'm like, what are you cooking, a Bond villain? She said, I'm going to give my child the best start in life. I'm going to give birth at home. I was like, please don't, you've got cream-coloured carpets. She went, oh, for goodness sake, grow up. I'm going to have a bathing pool. And I'm going to have tea lights, and I'm going to have whale music. It's all going to be sea themed. I was like, what did you fuck? What do you think's going to come out that you've got to give birth in an aquarium? Is that thing going to have gills? Like, I know her husband's ugly, but give the poor man credit, he's not got flippers. She went, no, I'm going to create an atmosphere of tranquility. And I'm not going to scream, I'm just going to squeeze. And my child is just going to slide gently out of my body into the pool. I am not a medical professional, but I know if your baby slides out, you were too fucking rough when you made it. I'm from Dorset, we got a phrase for that, no tread left on the tyres. On the day I get a text saying, come and witness the miracle, I'm like, oh. So I buy a little teddy and I turn up. Now she put her tea lights on the windowsill and she set fire to her net curtains. Which she didn't tell me because she's a bit proud, right? So I opened the front door and I saw this layer of black smoke and I see a burnt curtain and I hear this noise which is apparently whale music. I was like, oh my God, she's pushing out Satan. I I told her this is what happens if you let them do you up the bum. Do you know what my mum calls that? The tunnel of disrespect. I don't even know how we got onto that topic of conversation. That's the worst part. So I walked in, and there's like smoke on the ceiling, and there's a burnt curtain, and there's a pool in the middle of her lounge, right, normal, and she's done it, but she's made a little person, and I'm like, oh, you've done it, well done. And then I realised they're both bobbing around in all the turds she's pushed out as well. And I'm like, oh my God, your baby just slid out of your vagina into a pool full of shit. I can't call this a good plan, mate, but I will help you name this ride. Let's call it the log flume.
Thank you so much for watching. That was my birthing pool joke evolution video. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. As you can tell, I'm still trying out new ideas, experimenting with the shorter form of video, so leave me a comment below. If you liked it, please hit like and hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. Hit like, then this one, then that one. If you want to catch up with me more regularly, please follow me on my social media. But until next time, bye!